Everybody, and welcome back to a new video. It is a Sunday, February the 4th. It is Super Bowl Sunday, and I'm Mike here with Mike's Drones and More. We're here with our live bi-weekly Q&A video for everybody to be able to view. So just wanted to say a good morning to everybody. Hope we get some viewers that come on. I know I'm doing this early today, and the reason that I am doing this early is because I know that the Super Bowl is today, so I wanted to get my Q&A out of the way early in the morning, so that way people would be able to watch and enjoy the Super Bowl, because I don't think many people would join the Q&A later on in the afternoon, because everybody's going to probably be watching. A lot of people are going to be watching the game, so including myself. I'm going over to my in-laws' house to watch the game, so that's why we're doing it so early. So welcome to everybody that just joined. I'm bringing up my YouTube channel here so I can actually go into my chat and I can see who's online. Let me turn down my volume. There we go, so I don't hear myself. So welcome to everybody. If you want, say hi. I can see you over here on the screen. As you can tell, my voice is almost back. Every day it comes back a little bit better and a little bit better. Hey, what's up, Drone Review? What's up, Chad? How you doing? I haven't done any more upgrades to the Shadow Drone. I'm thinking of a couple things, but probably won't be for maybe another couple weeks or so. So hopefully I'll be working on those. So before we get to any questions, I just wanted to say really quick, thank you to all my patrons. So I just got 2 new patrons over this last week, and so I just wanted to say thank you to all the new patrons and existing patrons. So thank you to Mr. Rob Ruth, thank you to Stephen Taylor, thank you to Dwayne Covey, thank you to Charles Tillery, and thank you to Mr. Ricky Miller. So thank you, each and every one of you guys. I really appreciate you patrons. I love all the subscribers and viewers, don't get me wrong, but the patrons, they do support the channel, and so I really do appreciate them very, very much. So thank you guys for supporting the channel. I really do appreciate that, and especially Rob Ruth. So Rob Ruth is a little special. Rob has been with me since the hey Rob. So Rob has been with me since the very, very beginning. Almost, I think he's been with me since I put out my very first video over a year ago, and so that's really cool. So Rob is especially special to me. So thank you, Rob, so much for your support and being there with me through all the horrible videos in the beginning, and through learning through this whole YouTube experience, everything like that. He's been with me since my first unboxing. I absolutely had no light. The video was horrible. The lighting was horrible. But I did it, and I'm learning. So, but thank you to all of those guys. And in next week's Q&A, hopefully I'm going to do it a little bit better. What we're going to do is I'm going to set it up early, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to do a live through my phone, and then what we'll do is basically is the way I have to do it. Last week I set it up privately. You can only do, for some reason, you can only set up a private live Q&A on a computer, on a desktop. I can't do it on my phone for some weird reason. So what I'll do is I'll get everybody's emails together and I'll form an email, and then what I'll do is I'll go live for the patrons, and then what I'll do is I'll put it private, and I'll send you guys an email, and then what we'll do is you click on that link in the email. So, and that should work for you guys. It's kind of a little workaround, but it will work. Until I figure out something else, I've got to work with YouTube and see if there's some other way I can schedule a private live Q&A for you guys specifically. And I just finished up my newest Tiny Whoop project. So this is the one that I built on the cockroach frame. So here's what it looked like. If you guys follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you've probably seen some pictures of this recently. I've got it set up in beta flights or some basic things, but I'm going to be working on some more tuning and things like that. I'm really happy with it so far, and I did a whole build video on that. So that video will be coming next week, and there is a special surprise in there for the patrons. So patrons, if you're watching, make sure to watch this video coming up next week, because there is something in that video that I need your help with. And that's all I'm going to leave it at. You guys don't get any more surprises. So yesterday, I went out and I went to a multi-GP drone racing league race yesterday. I went over to Thornton, Colorado, and I raced. So I raced my main drain. I raced my main drone, my Space One FPV. But unfortunately, something happened to the camera when I took a landing. I don't know if I hit it too hard or something like that. I'm not sure, but on the next race, all of a sudden I got to the start-finish line and it just lost video. Just went black. So I had to land and disarm it. So I think it's just the camera. I don't think it's the VT. These butter cutters, and these I was really, really impressed with. I did chip these up a couple spots. So, you know, that's okay. They're props. You know, that's gonna happen. So I ended up using my backup drone, which is the B-Fight. So this actually flew really, really good, and I used those. These are those Dalprop Cyclone props that I got in the drone drop box. So they flew actually pretty good. So I'm gonna try and do a review on these this next coming up week if I can. Because I really liked these props a lot, so I wanted to share that with you guys. But this little guy, he did pretty good, except for I had to leave a little early yesterday because the wind was just kicking up so bad. We were kind of out in a not a real rural area, but it was kind of like a farm basically. So there wasn't much grass. It was more of like a lot of dirt. And so when that wind starts kicking up, all that dust and junk starts kicking up, and the winds were like 25, almost 30 miles an hour. It was really bad. So I went to fly the drone, and it just like, even with a 4S battery on it, I mean, it was pushing my poor little drone. So I had to land it because I was just like, I don't want to break anything. So yeah, I didn't do too bad, not too good, but you know, I'm still learning how to race. You know, it's definitely difficult. Let's see. Oh, also, I ordered a new patch antenna for my goggles. This is the Miko. So I switched out that big patch antenna for this one, and then this is the Triumph antenna that I got in the mail from the drone drop box. So I've got this on this one and this on this one, and I gotta admit, it gives me really awesome clarity and really, really good picture. I didn't hardly have any interruptions at all, except for when the camera died on that one. So I'm gonna be having to fix that. So that was really fun. And again, if you guys are wanting to get into drone racing at all, if you're interested in it, just go to multigp.com and look up your local chapter, because you know what? There's so many chapters around the US. There's probably one around you and you don't even know it. They're usually within, like, the one that I went to yesterday is called The Other Guys. I'm a member of their chapter now too, and that one's only like about a 40-minute drive for me. But usually you can find within an hour, a couple of hours, and it's great because you can go and just watch, and you can just go and ask questions about drone racing if you want, and all kinds of stuff. And people are so friendly and so helpful and so ready to help you out. I mean, it's just awesome. The couple of the guys I raced with yesterday, I raced with Matt Roper. He's from Team Defiance. And then I also raced with Byron Thurston. His pilot name is Claymore. And actually, both of those guys were down recently at the big Sebring race in Florida, the big drone race for MultiGP. So those guys were both down there. They're both actually sponsored by OAS Hobby, and they're both really cool guys. So I love racing with both of them. They're really awesome, and it's nice because you get to when you race with more experienced guys that are better than you, it kind of pushes you to do a little bit better, and you can get good tips on how to race and stuff like that, which is really, really nice. So that's definitely one thing that's nice. You can just go there and pick their brains on, what should I do, this, and whatever, so that's a good thing. So, okay. So I think that's all I've got for my Q&A questions, or my warm up to the Q&A. Yeah, so we're going to be doing, I got a video coming out on, I actually did the whole build for this. There's not much to it, but yeah, so patrons, if you're watching this video today, make sure you watch this video next week, because there's a special surprise in here for the patrons. And then, yeah, I think that is it. So I can't wait to get that on the next Tiny Whoop night and fly it on the Tiny Whoop night. This last week, I flew this little guy on Tiny Whoop night. This is the Beta FPV 75 one that I built, and it did pretty good. The only thing is it eats up these batteries like crazy. It makes the motors a little warm because they're big motors, and it eats up the batteries. So I might get some maybe more high voltage batteries and test those out. But yeah, so had a great week, a lot of good racing and a lot of fun. And yeah, so that's all I have. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up to you guys. I'm going to look at the questions over here on the side and see if anybody had a question for me. So let's see. Yeah, so drone review. Yeah, I'm actually up to, I don't know what I'm up to now. How many? I'm like 3,500, above 3,500 subscribers right now, which is awesome. So thank you guys so much. And I actually got an email. It's kind of a little late, but I got an email today from YouTube. So I'll share it with you guys, which is pretty cool. This came actually from the YouTube team themselves. So they said, congratulations on your 1,000 subscribers. Now, obviously, I passed 1,000 subscribers a little while ago, but they said, Mike's Drones and More, we always knew this day would come and hope it did, YouTube. Your channel just hit your first 1,000 subscribers. Next stop is 10,000 peeps. And it says, you just unlocked the Opal benefits. So you guys probably already know by watching some of the bigger YouTubers that when you hit certain subscribers, you unlock different things at YouTube. So with the Opal, what I get to do is I get to join a creator day, and I get to meet and learn along other creators, which is kind of cool. I get to visit a YouTube space or workshop. So what YouTube space is, YouTube has these production spaces around the world. They have one in Berlin, London, Los Angeles, New York, Paris, Mumbai, Rio de Janeiro. I think that's it. I'm not sure of the whole listings, but I'm not close to any of those. But I do know here in Colorado, actually, they are building a huge Google office down in Boulder, Colorado. So I'm hoping maybe that they will do like a Google space down there, or YouTube space, since Google owns YouTube. That would be kind of cool. And then I also get to say hi to online creator community. You get support from a real person at YouTube, and just a whole bunch of different things. So the next level is the bronze level, and I won't hit that till I get, I think it's 10,000 subscribers or something like that. And then at like 100,000 subscribers, you get your first little plaque. You guys have probably seen that if you ever watched some of the big YouTubers, like if you're a video gamer like Markiplier, or like PewDiePie. I don't know if he's still up there or not anymore. But some of those bigger guys, they get those rewards. Like there's like a diamond and like a ruby and like a gold and stuff like that. So the first one you get is the silver when you hit 100,000 subscribers. So maybe someday we'll get that far. That would be really freaking cool. And then I can take you guys on a tour of, like the YouTube space and everything like that. And, maybe by then I can do a lot more traveling, and I can do some meetups for you guys. Bring the drones, and then we can all do some drone racing together. I would really love to do that, guys. I would really love to do some traveling. I'm hoping this next year, maybe I can take a trip somewhere, and I can, bring some drones and then do some more videos. I want to interact with you guys more this year, personally. and you guys get to know me and I get to know you. I think that would be really cool to do more meetups and interactions with you guys. You know, so that way you can just see that I'm just a normal guy. You know, I'm nothing special. You know, just a dude that loves drones. I love flying drones. I love racing drones. I love everything to do with drones, and I love sharing my love for drones and the hobby of flying with you guys. Now, I've never flown any actual planes, and I've never actually flown any wings. I've only ever flown and I've never flown helicopters either. So I've only ever flown drones, which I kind of would like to maybe test out a wing just to kind of see what it's like. I have no idea. I know it's totally different, but okay. So I've been rambling on and on. Sorry. I wanted to share that with you guys. So let's go ahead now and let's open it up to you guys. I know you guys have some questions. Last week's live Q&A for the patrons didn't go so well, and I think there was people watching, and then they couldn't, and it was just a mess. So, and I'm still learning the whole private thing, so hopefully this next week will go better for you guys. Yeah, so it's just it's really weird. I'm gonna try and get a hold of somebody at YouTube to help me figure out how to do like a private thing for the patrons only, and maybe YouTube can help me out. So YouTube, if you're watching this, I know the automatic little computer is going through the algorithm and checking all the things. So, but YouTube, if somebody out there is watching, I could really use some help on how to set up a private only Patreon or patron chat. So if YouTube's watching, if you could reach out to help me with that, that would be freaking awesome. So thank you, YouTube. Okay, so let's go through here. So Rob Bruce says, you know, thank you. So you're very welcome, Rob. And thanks for supporting the channel, guys. I really do appreciate that. It really does actually help out the channel. So RC Fun gave us a clap. So thank you, RC Fun. Kurt G said, have you heard anything about the MJX Bugs 5? The MJX Bugs 5. I'm going to Google that really quick here. So let's see, MJX Bugs 5. Let's see what that is. There we go. Okay, so it directs me to the... Oh, okay. So that kind of looks interesting. So it looks like it's a new version of the MJX Bugs. I can't tell if it's got a tiltable camera on it or if it's just... yeah, I'm not sure. Okay. But it looks like they did a total like redesign on it. It looks actually really cool. So hopefully I can get my hands on it. Again, I don't have any sponsors right now. I was with GearBest and they've stopped sending me stuff. So, but I did get a new drone in from RC Moment. It's another company that reached out to me by email, and they asked if I wouldn't mind doing a review on one of their drones. So they sent me one to do a review on, and there's another company that sent me another email too. And so hopefully I'll get a couple more products in. Nothing like I used to do with reviews. You know, I was getting lots and lots of reviews, but I'm going to try and be a little bit more picky now that I can be, because it's my channel. And I just don't want to do reviews on just a bunch of junk for you guys that is not going to be worth your money. So, yeah. So, Bugs 5, I have no idea when it's coming out, but it looks kind of cool. So, let's see. So, QD... Oh, Rob on the computer would be... This is Rob. Oh, on computer. That would be awesome to meet up somewhere if you ever come east. Yeah, Rob, I would love to meet Rob. I would love to meet Rob or any of my other subscribers. That would be awesome. Now, I know I've got a subscriber that I'm talking to, Mike. Oh my God, I can't remember his name. Mike Patterson, I believe. I talk to him a lot on Facebook, and he's down in, I think, either Lafayette or Boulder. I can't remember, somewhere around there. So he's actually really close to me. Or maybe he's not there. I don't know. I can't remember where he's at exactly. But I know he's actually really, really close. And I've been trying to it's so hard because I work full time and then I do this part time. And then it's so hard to get extra time. And then also trying to schedule time with my family. You know, it's like literally my week is like gone. So it's really hard to schedule extra time, but I'm really gonna try and get out to him and make a video, because I know he wanted some help on how to fly and do some stuff like that with drones. So hopefully I can make a video with him and help him out. So, all right. So yeah, so that's all the questions I have so far that I can see in the chat. Did you guys have any more questions for me? So this is your chance to ask all the questions. Yeah, family time comes first for me. So, I mean, you know, my job, it takes up most of my time, unfortunately. You know, I wish I could do YouTube full time. I don't have that big of a channel yet, and then hopefully someday I can actually do that. So, which would be really freaking cool. And then I could get out of the basement and have an office where I could do really cool videos for you guys, like, you know, some Ready Set Drone or something. I gotta take a drink real quick. Hold on. Like I said, my voice is coming back. It's just still every now and then I get a little bit in the back of my throat, but for the most part, the bronchitis is gone. I still have that little annoying cough. So, and I've had it for like almost a freaking month now. I'm so sick of it. So, yeah, but anyway, so did anybody else have any questions for me? We'll leave it open until like, half an hour. And then, after half an hour, then we'll go ahead and shut it down. 'Cause like I said, I've got to get ready to, go to my in-laws for the Super Bowl, and, we have backyard chickens. So, we got to go get them some scratch. So there's I don't know if you guys have Murdoch's in other cities or states. It's like a tack and feed supply place. It's kind of like Tractor Supply, but it's a little bit smaller. But they have like chicken stuff, and they've got a big sale this weekend on all kinds of chicken stuff. So I know chickens don't have anything to do with drones, but thought I would throw that out there. But yeah, we love our chickens, so they're cool, and you get fresh eggs. I don't know if you guys have ever had fresh eggs before, but if you've never had a farm fresh egg before, I highly recommend it. They're so much better than the regular store-bought eggs. They just taste so much better. They look better. Just everything about them is awesome. So love farm fresh eggs. We love our chickens. We're hopefully going to get a couple of ducks this next year. My wife really wants some ducks, so we're going to incorporate some ducks, and we're going to get some new chicks this coming up spring. So in maybe some videos later on the spring, you might hear beep, 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 beep. Those are our chickens, because we keep them inside, and then once they get big enough, we'll put them out with the coop with the other girls. So, but yeah. So, all right. So questions. Did you have a question for me on a build? Give a question on Tiny Whoops, stray, drone racing, anything that you can imagine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we do actually have one chicken. She's a leghorn, and she does lay almost a white egg, but that's the only chicken we have that lays a white egg. All the other ones, they lay brown eggs, and they're freaking phenomenal. They are so good. They're so much more better and so much just better tasting. So I'm gonna get off the chicken thing here. So, but I didn't have eggs for breakfast this morning. I had cereal actually this morning. I had my favorite cereal. I don't know if you guys have ever had Golden Grams. I love Golden Grams cereal. That is like my favorite cereal from when I was like a kid. I love Golden Grams. So every now and then when I go to the grocery store, I'll buy a box of Golden Grams, and I gotta hide them so that way nobody will eat them in the house. But yeah, I love Golden Grams. So, but I have to eat my drink my almond milk because I have a really bad lactose intolerance. So yeah, I drink mine with almond milk, but it's almond milk that's sweet, so I like it. It's really good. It gives it a good taste. So, and it doesn't upset my stomach. So, let's see. I'm trying to think what else is coming up. I'm trying to put together, as we speak, I'm putting together an FPV video for Monday. And then the Tiny Whoop video should be out Wednesday, and then I'm going to try and do my review on the drone that they sent me this week. Hopefully I can get that done and reviewed and flown for you guys by Friday, hopefully. If I don't, something else will be out on Friday. And I'm trying to think of some other things. So did you guys have any questions about like DJI stuff? Like, I know DJI just came out with the DJI Mavic Air. So I know a lot of people had questions about the DJI Mavic Air and what my opinions were on it. So personally, I'm not going to get a DJI Mavic Air. I'm going to hold out, and I've actually been seeing some on sale on like Craigslist and Facebook and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to hold out, and I'm going to wait, and I'm going to get me a DJI Mavic Pro. So the thing that I didn't like about the Mavic Air, and this is just my opinion, I think DJI makes phenomenal equipment. They make freaking great equipment. It's just not for me because it's so small. I want something a little bit bigger. Even the Mavic Pro, when you get it up in the air, my friend John that lives up in Greeley, he's got a Mavic Pro, and I've flown it. But we were out there on a really windy day, and my Phantom was doing good. It was just kind of at a slant. I mean, I was flying it. It was like 35-mile-an-hour winds, which is no problem for the Phantom. These little race drones, you can't do that. But with the Phantom, you get it up there, and it was doing really good. But his Mavic Pro was having some problems. It definitely was getting pushed around in the wind. So I'm just afraid with the DJI Mavic Air that it's just a little bit too small for what I need to do professional stuff. So yeah, so I'm not sure about that. And then hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I want to do a video for you guys on if you want to start your own drone business, if you want to get into the professional stuff. I want to do a video on that for you guys, so that way, kind of like maybe a video series on like how to start your own drone business, because there's a lot more that you don't know of to doing a drone business than just buying a drone. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. There's, you got to get your Part 107 before you make any kind of money whatsoever, and then of course you got to have a drone. So you got to have a decent drone, like a professional drone, like the DJI Phantom Professional or DJI Phantom Standard. Both of those, I have those, and that's mainly what I use for most of my drone work. And then on top of that, then there's a lot of people don't think about it, but you got to have a business license. So like my company, it's just Mike's Drones and More LLC, so limited liability company. Now, you don't have to create a limited liability company, but for me, it was easier because I have taxes and stuff like that, so it's easier for me to, keep track of my mileage, what I spend on drones and drone equipment, and everything like that. So basically, everything that I buy for my company, including YouTube, which is part of my company. That's how it was founded, basically. So anything that I buy, when I make new drones, when I go out on a job, I jot down the mileage, any upgrades or anything like that, I can deduct at the end of the year, because that's all part of my drone business, because I just don't do aerial photography. That's the main part of my business, but I'm also starting to do race drone builds and things like that. So Ray looks like Ray just joined. So Ray, hey, how's it going? Thank you. So yeah, so I'm hoping to do that. And then also you got to remember too, if you're going to be selling stuff in different states like Colorado, there's a little bit different rules. So I've got a sales use tax license for the city that I live in, but then I also have a state license for the state of Colorado. So anything I sell in the state of Colorado, I have to make sure I collect taxes on it, and that I submit those taxes to the state, and I have to do that once a quarter. So it's usually like about every 4 months I go on, and what I do is on our bank account that we have for the business only, what I do is I set up aside whenever I sell something that I had to do taxes on. You got to make sure you set that money aside so that way when your quarter comes up, you pay your taxes to the state. Otherwise, that money comes out of your pocket. So don't do that. But so yeah, so you got taxes that you have to deal with, and everything like that. And every county is different for their taxes. So I've got like this huge monster list of all the different counties and cities in Colorado, because everyone is a little bit different. Like where I live in Longmont, it's a little bit higher than Boulder, which is different from Denver. And then also it depends too. So your state where you might be. So if I just go out on a drone job and I just do drone photography for somebody, so say they just need pictures. So I go out and I take pictures of a property or whatever they need, and I hand them the pictures. And I haven't edited them. I haven't done any kind of color shading or anything like that. There's no tax on that. Same with video. If I go and somebody needs just a raw video where they just want me to go, video like some land or something like that, and they have their own editing team. So as long as I don't edit any of the video whatsoever, there's no taxes on that. Now, the way Colorado determines their tax for photography or drones, basically, I fall under photography, which is kind of weird, but it's drones, but it's all new, so they're still learning it. But basically, so if I go in and I edit any of the photography or I edit any of the video, then I have to charge taxes on that. And so usually what I do is when I'm going in and I'm creating an invoice for my customers, if I had to do some kind of editing, what I'll do is on the invoice, I will break it down. So I'll say, okay, I spent, an hour here photography, videoing this property, but I ended up doing 2 hours of video editing where I might add music or, narration or, like a pop-up words, something like that. So what I'll do is I'll split it up into the different things. So I'll say basically, I only charge tax on the editing because that's all I have to charge on. So it's really complicated once you get into that end of the business. Other than that, it's really fun. So, and I'm not big enough to where I need my own accountant yet, which is good. So hopefully someday, once I actually get to that point where I need an accountant, then I will hire somebody to do all my taxes and stuff like that for me. But right now, it's a small business. We're not making a ton of money, but, that's why I still have to work full time. It's just not enough to quit my full-time job and do drone stuff, professionally all day long. I wish I could. I will someday. I'm going to get there, with YouTube's help and, everything else like that, hoping someday this will all be my full-time job and I can be making videos for you guys every single day and helping you guys become new drone professionals or drone racers or whatever that you want to do with your droning, stuff like that. Another cool thing that was really cool, I mentioned earlier in the video that I got to fly yesterday with Byron and also with Ray. So those are not Ray, Matt. So those guys went down to the big Sebring drone race this last week, was it, down in Florida? And they got to fly with some of the really big names. So they got to meet, if you've ever watched DRL or Drone Racing League on, I think they have it on ESPN, and they have it on the Disney Channel, Disney XD, I think is where we recorded on our DVR, because for some reason it won't find it on ESPN. So I just recorded on the Disney Channel, but it's the same thing. But so they got to meet, he got to meet and fly with Jet. Jet is the reigning world champion for drone racing. So he got to meet him. He got to meet Nurk. He got to meet Jaws. Jaws is another DRL pilot. And he got to meet some of the big drone racing league guys out there. So Yeah, so that's kind of cool too. And you know, every now and then I get to meet some really cool drone guys too. You know, I've gotten to fly with Jesse Perkins. He's actually, like I said, if you don't know who Jesse Perkins is, he's the original inventor and creator of the Tiny Whoop. He actually owns the tinywhoop.com. He owns the trademark on Tiny Whoop. So when you say Tiny Whoop, that's actually Jesse Perkins. He owns that trademark. He also owns, I think he said he owns the trademark Whoop as well. So he owns Tiny Whoop and he owns Whoop. And he owns tinywhoop.com. So he basically, anything to do with Tiny Whoop, that's his brand. That is his trademark and his company, which is really cool. And I asked him his opinions when I built this. I didn't go with an Inductrix board, but I asked him his opinions on what he thought was okay equipment and everything like that. So Jesse Perkins, he didn't help me build this, but I did ask him questions on, you know, how to put it together, what he thought of the different things that I was going to be basically doing. And so he inspired this drone on to make this one. So, which was really cool. So, and he's a really, really super nice guy. You just go up to him and you can ask him questions. He's so super friendly, and to watch him fly in person is phenomenal. He is one of the top Tiny Whoop, or he is the top Tiny Whoop racer in the world, basically. I mean, just watching him race is just phenomenal. Like, he was doing laps in like 10 seconds flat. I mean, it was like incredible. He is so super fast. Like, it just does it like it's like nothing. Like, it's like, yeah, it's super easy. So I'll get there someday. So, but just not right now. So I'm still working on it. But all right, so we're at 36 minutes here. So I'm going to keep it open for another few minutes. Does anybody have any questions for me that they'd like to ask? Okay, so excuse me, Mike Ray Tech Gen X, you have HF. What's HF? I don't know what HF means. Tech. I'm not sure. What does that mean, Rob? What's HF? I'm not sure. Sorry. Or Rob, sorry, I'm reading too many names. Oh, okay, you guys are both amateur radio operators. Sweet. Okay, cool. I never got into the amateur radio stuff, but it's really cool. The ham radios and stuff like that. I always thought that would be really, really, really super cool to kind of get into that, but I just don't have time for another hobby right now. I've got YouTube, I've got my full-time job, I've got my drone racing, my drone photography business, so I just don't have time to take on any more stuff right now. Although it's really cool. I've heard you can do some really cool stuff with it. I just don't have time for it, unfortunately, so... yeah, and I've heard it's really costly. Yeah, you get into drone racing, and it gets pretty expensive over time. So, but yeah, it's really cool. I haven't flown my purple one in a little while. I need to get this out and fly it more. I bought some new props for this as well. I bought some more Dalprop Cyclones for my original drone. So I'm going to put those on here, and I'm going to go fly this bad boy. Today it is, still snowing outside. So yesterday it was like almost 60 degrees, and today it's like freezing and snowing again. So Colorado is crazy. One day it'll be snowing, and the next day it'll be 50 degrees. I mean, it's like, you can't ever depend on the weather in Colorado to fly drones. So that's why I fly a lot of the Tiny Whoop stuff. And if you guys are ever interested in what my pilot name is, it's Evil Monkey. So it's evil like EVIL, and then monkey is spelled MUNKEY. I didn't want to take the Family Guy name. But the reason I do Evil Monkey is because I have the Evil Monkey tattoo on my leg. And monkeys are just my favorite animal. So I wanted something kind of cool and unique and different. So that's my my multi-GP pilot name is Evil Monkey. So whenever I go around the start and finish lap where the timer is, it'll always say, yeah, I used to be FPV Monkey, but my nickname my wife gave me is Monkey. So she said I had to change it. So I changed it to the Evil Monkey. So when I go around, it says, Evil Monkey, Evil Monkey, Evil Monkey. So it's kind of cool. So I like it. So, okay, we're at 40 minutes, guys. I'm going to give this about another minute or two. If you've got any more questions, post them up here for me and let me know. Oh, okay. Let me see. If I enjoy editing video and you don't charge for it, then we charge tax. So unfortunately, that's not the way it works, Kurt. So in the professional world, yeah, I like editing video. I mean, it's not the funnest thing in the world to do, but I like doing it. But yeah, anytime I touch or modify a video or a picture, anything whatsoever, even if I'm just shading a picture or updating a video or whatever, if I've touched it in any way, shape, or form, I have to charge tax on it because it is a service. Then I'm providing I'm providing goods to a customer. So even though it's digital, like there's no physical copy of it unless they put it on like a DVD or something like that. But anything that, like I said, if you just give them the raw file, the raw footage, nothing's touched, I don't have to charge tax on it. But if I've touched it in any way, editing, whatever, I have to charge tax on that. So it's kind of weird how they figure that all out. I don't know why, but that's just the way Colorado does it. Other states may be different. I don't know. I'm not sure, but that's just the way they do it. So, but yeah. So, all right. Well, it is 9 o'clock here in Colorado. So I'm going to leave this open for one more minute here, and then after a minute, I'm going to close down the live Q&A for the week. So thank you to everybody that tuned in today and watched the video today. If you're wondering who I am rooting for in the Super Bowl, I can tell you it is not the Patriots. I am a huge Broncos fan, Denver Broncos. That's my team. So since the Broncos are in there and I don't like the Patriots, I'm sorry. If you're a Patriots fan, nothing wrong with your team. I just don't like the Patriots. And I'm not a huge Eagles fan either, but if I got to pick one of the teams, I'd like to see the Eagles win. I think the Patriots have won way too many times, and I think it's time for somebody else to win. So that's my pick for the Super Bowl. I hope that the Eagles win it. Like I said, I was hoping that the Broncos would do better this year, and we didn't do so well this year. But hopefully next year we're going to make some big changes for our team, and we'll do a whole heck of a lot better. Sorry, I've got a freaking hangnail on my nail, and it just hurts. So, all right. Well, oh, hey, Dwayne. You kind of joined late. I'm actually going to go ahead and turn off the live Q&A. So for my patrons for next week, guys, make sure to check your messages on the Patreon.com because I'm going to send out a message for everybody on Patreon, and it's going to be for the patrons only. And I want to know you guys' schedules for next week so I can set up the live Q&A for you guys because I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to get in there. I know a lot of people say that they like later in the afternoon will work better for them. So like I said, check your messages from Patreon. Make sure to check your spam because sometimes it ends up in spam and I don't have everybody's emails. So patrons, if you're watching this, if I don't already have your email, so I don't think I have Charles Tillery. If you're watching, I need your emails. So send an email to me either through Facebook, Instagram, send me a message, send me a private message. Don't send it where everybody can see it. Just send me a private message, or on Patreon. Go there and send me a private message because you're a Patreon or you're a patron. You can send me a message. Send me your email address. Dwayne, I know you're on here. Don't put your email in the chat, but please send me a message through one of those methods, and then that way I can have everybody's email together. What I was going to do is basically I am going to put together an email this next week. I'm going to have it ready so that way next week when we have the live Q&A, I'm going to set it to private, start the live video, and then I'll send you guys out an email, and then that way you guys can join right away. So I think that's going to work. I'm going to talk to YouTube and figure out if I can do a private mobile. I don't know, because you can do it on the desktop. You can schedule a live event, but I can't do it on the mobile, or at least I can't figure out how to do it. So I'm going to talk to YouTube since I've unlocked that and see if they can help me figure that out. So yeah. So again, thank you to all my patrons. Thank you to Mr. Stephen Taylor. Thank you to Rob Ruth. Thank you to Rick Miller, Dwayne Covey, Charles Tillery. Thank you guys all so very, very much. I appreciate you guys. You are freaking awesome. We had one last question from Ray. Mike, try Bold Clash B06. Oh, okay. I'll look it up and I'll see what it is. It might be a little tiny whoop. So, all right, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'm sorry we did this a little early, but I wanted to get it done early because I know a lot of people are going to be busy today with the Super Bowl this afternoon and watching that, including me. So thank you for everybody for joining. I appreciate it. I love doing these live Q&As to interact with you guys. If I missed your question, if you're watching this after the broadcast and you have a question for me, make sure you put it down in the comments below, and make sure you put use hashtag like hashtag Q&A or question or something like that. And if it's a good question, I will make sure to bring it up on the next Q&A that I do for you guys, or I'll just answer it, one of the two. And if you're not already a supporter of the channel, check out my Patreon channel. Oh, Brian, so AZ Jeep Fun, guys, that is my cousin Brian out of Arizona. So check out, I think he's got a YouTube channel. I'm not sure. I think he's got a couple of videos, so check out his YouTube video. He does a lot of, if you're a Jeep fan or you like outdoor 4x4ing and stuff like that, but he's also got a DJI Spark. So he combines the two. He uses his Jeep and he uses his DJI Spark to make some really cool freaking videos of like outdoor and 4x4ing and stuff like that. Love my cousin, so props out to my cousin Brian. Sorry you joined late. Off-Road Drone Adventures. So guys, if you get a chance, head over to his YouTube video and or YouTube channel, Off-Road Adventures, and check it out. That's my cousin in Phoenix, Colorado. He is awesome. He's a really good guy, and he makes some really cool videos, and I'm the one that got him hooked on drones. So, yeah, it's an addicting little habit that it is. Once you've flown one drone, you can't put them down. So, but anyway, Bri, thanks for tuning in, man. So I was just telling everybody goodbye and everything like that, so I'm glad you popped on and said hi. So, anyway, guys, if you are not a supporter of the channel, please check out my Patreon channel. We got some cool rewards and things like that. Yeah, I know. You need to get into FPV, man. I'm telling you, it is freaking fun. If you think you have fun with the DJI Spark or drones in general, get into FPV racing, dude. I'm telling you, it is like none other. Oh, and so actually, Brian, my cousin AZ Jeep, he's the one actually that got me started in RCs. So when I was younger, way back in the day, when I was younger, I used to race RC buggies with Brian. So Brian was the one that got me into the RC hobby. So and he taught me everything basically I know about RCs. So he was really the one that kind of like kickstarted this whole thing. So actually, props out to Brian. He's the original one that started everything. But I was going to tell you, Brian, you know what I recently seen was a video. They have first-person view buggy racing and slot car racing now. So you remember those shorter, like stock car RC cars that you could race? You can put an all-in-one camera on them, and I've seen people now use the goggles and they're freaking racing those and the trucks and stuff like that with those FPV cameras. So I was like, oh my god, that's freaking awesome. That is an awesome idea. I was like, that's really cool. And another thing I've seen that's really kind of cool. Sorry guys, I was going to end the video, but another thing I've seen really cool is it's called the Whoop hovers or Whoop hovers. So what they are is they're like a little you use the tiny Whoop wings and stuff like that, and basically what you do is it creates a little hover thing, and you fly them in on like hardwood floors or like hard surfaces, and they're kind of like a little hover machine thing. It's kind of cool. I'm thinking about maybe building one and trying it out because they kind of look really cool. So and FPV Savage, he just got on here. So guys, if you don't know who FPV Savage, or sorry, Fly Savage FPV, he just joined the chat. So if you don't know who he is, he's one of the FPV pilots that's a part of FOCO FPV, Fort Collins FPV Club. I fly with him every now and then. It's been a while. I haven't been up there. It's just really hard because that track is like an hour away, and it's really hard to get up there for me. But I'm hopefully going to be doing an interview with him. It's really hard because our schedules are different, so it's kind of hard for me to get to him. But if you guys haven't checked out Fly Savage FPV, he flies a lot of these little micros, the 2 inches. So if you're interested in those, check out his channel. He's got some really cool FPV footage. He does some really cool stuff. So check out his channel. So yeah. So anyway, guys, that's all I have for today. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I hope everybody enjoys the Super Bowl. Again, I'm not rooting really for any of the teams because it's not the Broncos, but if I have one to pick, it's going to be the Eagles. So I hope the Eagles win the Super Bowl. I think they deserve a win. But thank you everybody for tuning in and everything like that. Next week will be the live Q&A for the patrons only. So again, patrons, check Patreon. This next coming week, I'm going to be sending everybody a message. Make sure to send me your emails so that way I can send you the private link for the video for next week. And then hopefully I can get it in there and we can post it up. It's just last week went horrible, and I'm not sure. There were some people that could see it, then they couldn't see it, and it was just horrible. So we just, yeah, I'm sorry about last week, but we'll get back on track this next week. So that's all I've got, guys. And like I said, I got the build video that's coming out this week, and patrons, make sure you watch the video next week because I've got a special request in that video from you guys, or for you guys, that I need your help with. So make sure to tune into that. And I'm going to be fixing the Space One. Like I said, it's either the camera or the VTX. I think it's the camera that went bad on it. And let's see here. And I've got another one that RC Moment sent me. It's not a racing drone. It's just a toy drone, but I think it's actually really cool. It's a folding drone. So I'm hopefully going to get that reviewed this week, and then yeah, we'll just keep going from there. So thank you everybody for joining the video. I am going to try and set up, I'm looking into Twitch. So I know there's probably some people that do Twitch. So I'm going to try and do a Twitch video on maybe like the nights that I do Tiny Whoop racing and the days that I go do FPV racing, and try to do some different things, or maybe something on Facebook. I'm not sure. I'm working with all these different social media things to see, try and broaden it a little bit bigger than that. So what Twitch is Twitch is, it used to be for gaming only, just used to be straight up video gaming, but they have a whole lot of different things that you can do basically. So it's like live streaming constantly for like, but a majority, I would say like 99% of their stuff is all video gaming, but they do have some different stuff that's not video gaming now, and I'm looking into that to see if it's something I can do or not do. I don't know. So it might be some kind of something different to reach more people and to help everybody and learn more about the drones and the hobby. So guys, I've got to go. I've got to start getting ready for the Super Bowl and the party. I've got to get ready. So thank you all so much for tuning in again. I really appreciate it. Have an awesome Sunday, guys. I'll see you on the next Sunday when we have our live Q&A. And next week will be for the patrons only. So thank you so very, very much. And nice, I'll look into it. I'm just now finding about Air. Yeah, I'm going to check out AirViews because I've heard really cool stuff about AirViews. So maybe I'll be doing some stuff on there. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going, guys. So in the meantime, while you're waiting for the next video or tomorrow, let's make sure to keep our drones up in the air, flying high, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for hanging out. Have an awesome day.